Your emotional wounds don't show up as scars. They show up as jealousy, anger, self-sabotage, and that voice in your head that tells you you're never enough. And the terrifying part? You don't even realize it's happening. I'm about to reveal 7 signs that prove you've been living with hidden wounds, that control every move you make. Let's get straight into it. Oh, by the way, I always feature my favorite comment from the last video at the end, so stick around to see if it's yours. 1. Overreacting to small things. You spill coffee on your shirt, and suddenly you're cussing like you just lost a $1 million deal. Someone makes a joke about your shoes, and you feel attacked like they just insulted your entire existence. Here's the savage truth. Overreaction is your wound screaming louder than the situation. People with emotional wounds don't respond to reality. They respond to memory. That little joke, it reminded you of being bullied in high school. That spilled coffee, it triggered the shame of being clumsy your parents always pointed out. It's not about the coffee, it's not about the shoes. It's about the scars you never dealt with. 2. The fear of abandonment. Let's be honest, you could be in a healthy relationship, with someone texting you good morning every single day, and yet, one late reply makes you spiral. They're losing interest. They're going to leave me. Sound familiar? That's not love. It's an emotional wound from past rejection. Maybe a parent who was never present, maybe a partner who ghosted you, and now your brain works overtime to predict abandonment before it even happens. Congratulations, you're sabotaging yourself before life even gets the chance. 3. You can't handle criticism, even the constructive kind. You know the type. Boss gives feedback and suddenly you're sweating, defensive, maybe even crying in the bathroom like the office Wi-Fi just got shut off. Listen, criticism is normal, but when you treat every single suggestion like a personal attack, it's a sign of wounds tied to self-worth. People with unhealed emotional pain already believe they're not good enough. So, when someone points out a mistake, it doesn't land as room to improve. It lands as confirmation of the lies you already believe about yourself. That's why you either shrink, rage, or shut down completely. 4. Toxic relationship patterns. Here's where it gets ugly. Emotional wounds will have you attracting the same type of person over and over, like it's your full-time job. You know they're wrong for you, you knew from the first week, but something in you can't let go. Why? Because your wounds are running the show. If you've got abandonment wounds, you cling to people who are emotionally unavailable. If you've got betrayal wounds, you ironically fall for liars and cheaters. It's like your subconscious is addicted to pain, replaying the same story, hoping it'll end differently. It won't, unless you change. 5. You feel responsible for everyone's happiness. The classic fixer role. You're always the one apologizing, smoothing things over, making sure no one's upset, even when it's not your fault. You bend over backwards for everyone, but deep down, you're exhausted and resentful. This comes from childhood wounds where love was conditional. Maybe you only felt valued when you kept the peace, or when you made others happy. So now you treat other people's moods like it's your homework assignment, and the cruel joke is that you neglect your own happiness in the process. 6. Constant self-sabotage. You get opportunities, and somehow, you ruin them. You procrastinate, you quit halfway, you start drama, or you convince yourself you're not ready. And then you cry about how life is unfair. Nah, life isn't unfair. You are. You're unfair to yourself because your wounds trick you into believing you don't deserve success. It's like planting a tree, then chopping it down every time it starts growing because you're afraid it won't survive anyway. That's emotional pain disguised as laziness, fear, or bad luck. 7. Emotional numbness. This one's sneaky. Sometimes instead of feeling too much, you start feeling nothing at all. You're not sad, not happy, just flat. People ask, "How are you?" And you give the universal fake answer, "I'm fine." But deep down, you feel empty, disconnected, and borderline robotic. That numbness is your wound's defense mechanism. When pain gets too overwhelming, the brain just flips the switch and shuts it all down. You think you're strong for not caring? Nah, you're just avoiding. And avoidance doesn't heal. It just buries the wound deeper. Finally, I'll give you 3 solutions to overcome emotional wounds. 1. Face the wound instead of running from it. You can't heal what you refuse to look at. Most people try to bury their pain under distractions, scrolling, relationships, food, work. But wounds don't vanish. They rot in silence. Sit with the discomfort. Journal what triggers you. Name the wound out loud. This is my abandonment wound. This is my betrayal wound. Because once you shine light on it, the shadows lose their power. 2. Stop playing the same toxic games. You keep falling for the same type of person, same situations, same self-sabotage. That's not fate. It's addiction to familiar pain. Break the damn pattern. If you always chase people who don't respect you, walk away. If you always procrastinate when success is near, force yourself to finish. Healing starts when you interrupt the loop, even if it feels uncomfortable. Because guess what? Comfort is the drug, pain is the dealer, and you're the junkie. 3. Rebuild yourself with ruthless self-respect. When life wounds you, it convinces you that you're weak, unworthy, unlovable. The cure is daily doses of self-respect. Set boundaries. Learn to say no. Treat your body well. Exercise. Eat like you give a damn. Stop apologizing for existing. You want to heal? Start acting like someone worth protecting. Because until you respect yourself, you'll keep bleeding for people who don't deserve a drop of you. Listen carefully. Emotional wounds are not just scars from the past. They're traps designed to keep you living small. You can either keep hiding, keep bleeding, keep repeating the same cycles, or you can choose to stand up, rip the chains off, and finally become the savage version of yourself that life tried to destroy. These wounds are like invisible chains. You can't always see them, but you damn well feel the weight. And every time you let them dictate your reactions, your relationships, and your self-image, you're handing them the keys to your life. But here's the savage, unfiltered truth. Your wounds are not your fault, but healing them is your responsibility. Nobody's coming to rescue you. No partner will magically fix you. No amount of scrolling on social media will numb it forever. You've got to do the dirty work. Therapy, journaling, cutting toxic cycles, forgiving your younger self. Because once you heal, you stop living like a hostage. You stop reacting to ghosts from the past. You stop bleeding on people who didn't cut you. And most importantly, you finally get to live free, authentic, and unshaken. So, ask yourself, are you willing to stay chained to wounds you didn't even cause? Or are you ready to rip the bandages off and take control? The comment of the day goes to Andrei Doichinov, and it reads, "Dopamine hits so hard when I hear, stick around to see if it is your comment. Even if I watch you for the first time. I think I need medical attention." Good. Side effects of watching me include dopamine spikes, emotional damage, and 0 refunds.